Today we are checking out a brand new album from Architects. Now, I have been looking forward to this album. When they dropped When We Were Young out of the blue earlier this year, I was really surprised because we just got that last album so recently, and I enjoyed that album well enough. It had a lot of songs on there that I enjoy, but it didn't quite hit for me like some of their older stuff. Now, I am a newer Architects fan. I was introduced to this band through the song Royal Beggars, I think, in 2020, right before Animals came out. And then, from there, I heard all their new stuff and went back and listened to all their old stuff. I like most of Architects' catalog. I really enjoy the old stuff for what it is. I really enjoy the 2010s kind of stuff because it's fantastic. It's some of the best metalcore ever made. And I also enjoy the new stuff, even though it's very, very different, and a lot of fans are kind of split on that. I'm honestly just here for a good time. I'm interested to see what they have to offer, what this new evolution of their sound is, because the songs that we've heard so far have been in line with some of my favorite tracks from the last album. Black Lungs, Animals, songs like that are more kind of chunky and industrial and just like riffy. Instead of the kind of orchestral, symphonic kind of stuff that they played around with on that album. I'm not a huge fan of that kind of stuff, but I'm really interested to see where this album goes and what kind of direction Architects is heading in. So, without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Deepfake is definitely one of my favorite of the singles. So good. The riff is like, I don't know, energetic. The breakdown is really fun. I love Sam's like off mic screaming and stuff. It's just a great song.
We wanna swim in the deepest depths in oblivion. We wanna know that the gods had us in control. We see the cards and we go to fold. We play along but it soon grows old. They took the art, sold it all for parts. They got a fist full of fucking gold. A return on the source they
Great chorus too.
Do you remember who we are? These science were built at abyss, but the rest of us wish to exist. We're hiding like a shadow in the dark.
I also love this post-chorus section that's coming up here. I had no idea what to call this. Fake out breakdown. I love that we got some Josh screams.
We see the cards and we go to fold. We play along but it soon grows old. They took the art, sold it all for parts. They got a fist full of fucking gold. A return on the source they sold. Do you remember who we are? These signs were built
Play this song fairly often in my regular listening. It's just, I don't know, just really good. I love the little snare roll here. Marching thing, I don't know what you want to call it. It's just so cool. It's like synthy, fuzzy. It's really, really interesting. The tone. And this part, the pause, the off mic screaming, very interesting. I just really like it. They bring their breakdown in right again at the end. Same with that belted bent scream thing. That's great. Love it.
Deep fake.
Okay, now I will admit, Tear Gas is my least favorite of the singles. I think just because it lacks the energy of the other ones. The riff is good, simple but good. But I think it's just the lack of energy for me. And the chorus is kind of eh. Same with the breakdown. I do like the synths though, I think they're cool. Big 9 Inch Nails feels this like verse part. Definitely see their like industrial Rammstein kind of influence on this song. This song's definitely grown on me, but yeah, out of the four singles, yeah, 4 singles, it's for sure my least favorite if I had to pick one. The video is strange too, like very out of character for Architects. They never do like silly stuff, you know. They have like those goofy wigs on, like some like electric cowboy stuff. Like, it's weird. They're a very serious band usually. You know, they're allowed to have fun. They're allowed to play around sometimes. This breakdown just a little simple for me, but it's groovy. I feel like this end part. I like the little on the bell there. All right, here we go. First new song of the album. Spit the Bone, I believe it's called. Super synthy.
Now we're all cannibals.
Ooh. Oh, Tom Groove. synth in the background there. It's really acidy. I like it. Ooh, okay. I like this riff. I like the drum groove a lot. I don't know why I'm getting like Motionless in White vibes a little bit. I like this more than most Motionless in White I've heard though. They never really vibed with me. Little lead guitar in the background that's nice.
If you're gonna burn that bridge, then you better learn to paddle. But I bet you don't saw you when you bought the boat. Read my lips if you dance.
Mumbly gravel vocals from Sam. Interesting. You did it. That was cool. It's interestingly placed, though. Ooh. Oh, the interesting, like, breakdown transition into the chorus. It's pretty good. Guitar tone is like super processed. I'm really interested to see like what kind of pedals plugins they're using. Okay. More of a ballady song so far. More in line with like Dead Butterflies or Meteor. No, Meteor's even more up tempo than this. Guitars are very loud. Just in my headphones. I like these vocals and the bass. It's so gritty. So love the like barely spoken whispered vocals. It's nice. Definitely the most chill song so far. Nothing wrong with that. It's nice to have like a break, but I'm interested to see what comes next. You can hear like a little bit of like a chimes kind of in the background, like a bell. Ooh. Okay. Very architecty chord progression. Whoa. The electronic drums. This is different. Ooh. Okay. Good chorus, I like that. This one's got like a lot going on production wise. Little electronic drums, vocal production, stuff like that. Oh, okay. Bridge. Yeah. Guitar is very low. though it's like super different, it's still got the groove, man. And like, that's enough to win me over, honestly.
Living is killing us.
Definitely my favorite of the singles. Something about the energy in this one. I love the two-step. It's like hi-hat groove. I love this song. I also listen to this song a good bit in my like offline listening time.
I'm dedicated to the shadows been following me and coming out of the cards against the walls of me. All I was ever leaving with the devils were calling my name when we were young.
I was super excited to see this one live. They had tickets to that tour, the US tour that they canceled. Guess I'll just have to wait till next time they're in the States. I really like this like groovy breakdown. It's fun.
Everybody's so afraid they could die, but they never once said, thank God we're alive.
I don't know, it's just bouncy, it's fun, it's anthemic.
Is there something in your eye? Did you follow what you
I like the lyrics in this song too.
Everybody's so afraid they could die, but they never once said, thank God we're alive. We were young. We thought we had the whole world figured out. We flew into the sun. We thought we had the whole world figured out. Now all we do is speak in tongues. We play a losing game, only now we hear the shouts fading out. We flew into the sun.
After this, we only have one more of the singles left, so 4 more new songs. I'm down with that.
No betting on tomorrow, but we're
Get up there, Sam.
come drown in our sorrow and say the what is it ought to be. Delete another day, doomscrolling, shut beneath my shadow. Keep looking, nothing here is hallowed. Oh, come see the what is it ought to be. Delete another day. This path is growing kinda narrow, with rotten roses all the way.
Sam singing is like really, really come a long way. Like he's always been able to sing, but he's really pushing himself on this album. I also realize there's no features on this album, as far as I can tell. The last album had a couple. the longest song on the record by like 2 seconds. Ooh. Love that guitar tone in the background. Ooh. Stop and clap bridge. I like this section. Something about the rhythm of the vocals. It's nice. Ooh. I like that low synth. I don't know what we're doing here because there's a good bit of the song left. Already did a bridge. Guitar solo, maybe? I could feel that. Oh, back to the stop and clap. Okay. The structure of this song is hard to follow, but down with it. Nice guitars. Oh. Okay. Cool transition. Ooh, back to the energy. I don't know why, but I'm getting like Muse vibes already. Okay. Little clap in the background. It's fun. Reference to the last album? Sure, the last album. Album from a long time ago, but here and now. Bass. I love when the bass gets a little chance to shine. sand. Oh, that was nice. It feels like it's been like a couple songs since it got some like real, screaming. All right. This is our last single, and I'm a big fan of this song. Because of these verses, it's so energetic. Feels the most like Old Architects. Not that that's what I'm necessarily looking for, but it's just really fun. It's really high energy. I think that's where songs like Tear Gas lose me a little bit. It's where like they're just like kind of sloggy. But this is super fast and marchy. And the chorus on this is great. I love the lyrical way they're counting through the numbers. A lot of screaming in this song, which always welcome. I love this like jazzy chill section because it gives such a contrast to the rest of the song that's so fast and energetic. Then it goes into like this sick like Jack White-esque guitar solo. I mean, come on. It's definitely up there with When We Were Young. For my favorite of the singles, and honestly on the album. The guitar tone, it's just so like spitty. I like it. After this, 2 new songs, and that's it. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Between the sky and fire, I see you begging for another taste. Well, the medicine is easy to acquire. We worship at the owner of the
intro gave me like Kingslayer vibes for a second. I thought we were gonna like go off the walls. Little lead guitar in the background there. Stanky. Sing along. So interesting. This song started like so fast and immediately like kind of back to that mid-tempo feel that most of the album has. Interesting. Alright, one more song. Ooh. Okay. Here's the energy I've been looking for. Gross. Ooh, that's sick. I love how bouncy and energetic this is. This is exactly what I needed. It's a shame it took the last song to get here, though. The lows, though. Damn. Oh, title drop. Oh yeah, man. This is going on the playlist.
Getting kinda clear.
breakdown? One more breakdown before the album's over? Please, I would love that. Just for me, Sam. Ooh. Okay. Old spoken word, low gravelly vocals again. So popular lately. Yeah. This song, man. Dang. Oh. Interesting. It's like all the technology just burned itself up and nature's taking over. It's a very Architects way to end this album. All right, that was Architects with their brand new album, The Classic Symptoms of a Broken Spirit. Let's break it down. And that was very interesting. I got a lot of thoughts, honestly. There's a lot of things that I liked about this album, and a few things that I have some issues with, but we'll get there. I really love the production on this album. I love the weird guitar tones. Everything's very synthy. Everything's very fuzzy. There's lots of like 90s and 2000s inspired, like really sharp, like sawtooth kind of synths instead of like the soft and vintage, like warm ambience that we get on a lot of other records. Everything's very like hard edged, very like acid-y, if that makes sense. Very industrial, you know. This definitely takes a lot of inspiration from stuff like Nine Inch Nails, stuff like Rammstein. I also feel like it's got some stuff like with like electronica from like the 2000s. I'm not really super well versed with like my EDM techno kind of genres, but there's just a certain amount of like the way that synths sounded back then was very hard-edged and digital, and there's a lot of that on this album. And I think it really works with their new sound. I like that sound a lot. I think that it's interesting. Sometimes the lines blur between the guitars and the synths, and I can't tell which is doing what. And honestly, it's probably the guitars a lot of times. Like it's just like fuzzed out, and you know the things that effects pedals can do these days are absolutely nuts. I really love the drum grooves on this album. It's like, you know, even though some of the songs can be kind of like four on the floor, kind of stompy, you know, that industrial mid-tempo kind of feeling. There's a lot of really cool fills, and like just like the peppier sections have a lot of awesome drum work in them, and I really like that. I also love that Sam is really pushing his clean vocals, even though I didn't quite get as much as I wanted of Sam's like iconic harsh vocals and screaming. I think him pushing his clean vocals is a good thing for him as an artist and for this band as a band. It definitely seems like this is something that he's been working on a lot, and it's paid off, honestly. His falsetto is really, really good, and he's got better and better range with like every album. It's super different from like the first times that we heard his like clean vocals like back on the Here and Now. You know, it's an album from a long time ago that was very like emo scene, like post-hardcore kind of sounding. I love that album. Yeah, his cleans have come a long way since then. I also love that we got a blech in Spit the Bone. It was oddly placed, but I think it's fun. I think it was a nice little, you know, here's a bone for the fans, you know, people who've been, you know, saying, oh, Sam will never do the black again. I think it's just like a fun inclusion, you know. I get why he doesn't want to do that anymore. It's kind of corny, and he's done it a million times because he was one of the, you know, originators of that sound. But I'm glad that we got one in here. It was just a fun little Easter egg, you know. I also love that we got some really sick lows. You know, his lows are so good. He does them live. I see them in all these live videos, but he rarely does them on albums. And in the last song, we got a good amount of lows, and I'm cool with that. I could do with some more Architects lows. Now, where the album starts to kind of lose me is what I mentioned over and over and over again throughout the album was just energy. Not every song has to be really, really fast, really, really aggressive. Yeah, I understand. I really like lots of variety and stuff in an album, but the majority of the songs on this album felt like they had a very similar drum groove, a very similar BPM, and that definitely comes down to like the industrial influences, and you know, maybe that's a taste kind of thing. You know, I totally understand. It's just not necessarily my kind of style. But if that's what the band is wanting, and that's like they really enjoy their influences, I'm not going to argue with them. You know, it's their art. But it just that part of it just didn't really connect with me. You know, I just felt like some of the songs were kind of samey in terms of the energy and the vibe of them. So when I got to the songs that were like really energetic and really fast paced, I was like really excited. You know, which is a great thing. But you know, songs like I think it was All the Love in the World. You know, it started off like super fast paced, like really weird little synths and stuff and little guitar lines. I was like, oh, here we go. It's going to be a fast song. It's going to be like Kingslayer, you know, because that's what it reminded me of. And then it's like, oh, we're back to the 4 on the floor, stompy kind of thing again. Okay, sure, whatever. I am going to come away from this with a few songs that I really, really like. You know, I very much enjoyed Be Very Afraid. I love A New Moral Low Ground, When We Were Young, Deep Fake, Spit the Bone, and there's probably some others on there that are going to grow on me, but there's definitely, you know, a handful of songs that I'm going to add to my playlist, and I, you know, anytime that an album can give me, you know, 4 or 5 new songs is great. Overall, I really like what the band is doing. It's like an obvious like evolution of their sound from the last album. You know, songs like Animals did really, really, really well. It's one of their top stream songs on Spotify, and I totally understand why they would go and chase that sound, especially if that's something that they're just interested in right now. Kind of want to compare this album to like That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon. I also heard kind of a little bit of Bring Me sound in there too. You know, it's like Bring Me the Horizon created, you know, one of the best metalcore albums of all time with Sempiternal, and some really great deathcore back in the day. And then they hit That's the Spirit. They kind of went into like a more like alternative rock mixed with metalcore kind of sound. And then that evolved into Ammo, which is more like even more alternative rock with pop elements and stuff like that. I definitely feel like this fits in that kind of like That's the Spirit kind of era. You know, we got Holy Hell a few albums ago, which was one of the greatest metalcore records ever made. Then we got For Those That Wish to Exist, which is kind of a transitional album, and then now here we are where they're introducing lots of alternative rock stuff, very catchy choruses, big focus on like singability. You know, these songs are going to go off really well live, I'm sure. But you know, I certainly am not like off the wagon for this band. You know, when they decide to release new music after this, I'm going to be very excited. I'm going to be really intrigued as to just like what the next thing sounds like. You know, Are they going to continue down this path and get even more radio friendly and industrial, or are they going to just like backtrack a little bit? Or I don't know. You never know with these bands, but I'm honestly just here for the ride. I'm just interested to see what kind of artistic expression they want to make, even if it doesn't always click with me. I think this album is really solid. A lot of great tracks on there that I did really enjoy. I think I'm going to give it like a 7.5 maybe. Maybe more like a 7. Really solid, just not necessarily every track clicked for me, and I don't think it's like pushing any crazy new ground in terms of like sounds that I've never heard of before, or like masterful off the wall songwriting and things like that. I think this is a really solid alternative rock album with some heavier elements, some metalcore mixed in, some industrial metal mixed in. And I think a lot of people are going to really like this album. I think it's going to do very well for them on stuff like Serious Octane. And I really wish them all the success in the world. And I will be eagerly awaiting whatever comes next for Architects. Let me know what you guys thought of this album in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I'm still trying to work out the kinks of like my album reaction setup, and I had some technical difficulties with this one, so thanks for bearing with me on that. But I'm ironing it out. We're figuring it out, and hopefully we can do these more often if I can get it down pat and get it simplified a little bit, because I really like this format, and you guys seem to like it too. So I think I'm going to keep doing these for new albums that I'm really excited about, and hopefully soon we can start doing some throwback albums that I really want to dive into, just from stuff that I missed over the years. Thanks for watching this long video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. We recently hit 2,000 subscribers, and that is a huge deal. I can't believe the support that I've gotten from this community. It's been a blast. That is going to do it for me today. I'll see you in the next one.